You'll know her obviously as the founder of the Mother Pukka blog. She's a journalist, she's an editor, a mother of two, and the self-confessed foghorn of flexible working, I think I read.
I went from Stylist magazine to L'Oreal, where I was the senior creative copywriter, and I quit my job at L'Oreal, not because I'm not worth it, but I quit in a moment, and it was a very human moment of where we called it running the gauntlet, which was where my husband and I would have to leave whatever we were doing, we're both copywriters and writers, at 4:59 p.m. and somehow make it for 6 p.m. To pick up our daughter. And 1 minute passed and I got to nursery and I got sat in one of those tiny primary coloured chairs and told off by the senior nursery worker saying, you know, it's £1 a minute after 6. And I'd said sorry, I think, in that hour. I'd apologised on apology for what? A system, it seemed to me at that point, that didn't work. And so I quit. I then tried to freelance. I then thought that's going to open up the floodgates to flexibility. And no, I'd get a commission from somebody from the Telegraph at 9 o'clock at night. We need it by 3 o'clock the next day. And I was like, but I don't have childcare for that. That predictive flexibility is what I really needed. I needed flexibility that worked and ebbed and flowed in a way. And so with absolutely no expertise, I went on a campaign, a mission, to be honest, amplify the work of everybody else, to give a bit of life to what it actually means to work, what it actually means to work flexibly, what it actually means to work and live. And that was really where it began for me, was to bring to life what it actually means to work flexibly, whether you're in TV, whether you're, whatever it is you're doing, and whatever your reason, it does not matter why you need to work flexibly. These are the case studies around how it happens. The way we work isn't something to be embarrassed about. How can we start shifting mindsets? And the only way to do that is to talk, is to highlight brilliant practice, to highlight where it works, to be honest about what isn't working and how actually you can move through that. I think it was Sir Ian McKellen's great grandfather who pioneered the 2-day weekend. He was a factory worker back in 1846. And one day he just thought, I'm not sure this is working, guys. I think we should perhaps question this. I think that's it, is actually question it. In that moment where you're thinking, oh, well, everyone before me has said job shares are bad. Actually own that moment. Be the change you want to see. Be Sir Ian McKellen's great-great-grandfather and pioneer what you think is right. Because I swear to God that the people who are saying no to flexible working or creative jobs for whatever reasons are the very people enjoying a 2-day weekend.
Obviously we're all on board with job sharing. Perhaps there is a fear from employers that, if they allow the mummies to job share, then maybe everybody's going to want to work a job share. And where does it end? I mean,
I think the thing that we've said repeatedly is that this it's not a revolution. It's simply about evolution in a sort of digital era that's ready. It's about evolution in a world, to be honest, that has, I think 78% of Gen Zers want flexible working over a higher salary. So it's almost going to come to the point where you don't have a choice. I think that's what everybody here is trying to highlight, is just, guys, it's going to happen. So are you going to lead it, or are you going to be at the back? And that's really, I think, in terms of the fear of opening the floodgates, it is actually owning this brilliant practice. It's owning the voice of, I was nervous about this, but look what it's done. The biggest issue, actually, and I will give some balance to this, is overproductivity. That has been the bigger issue, actually, on the other side. And BP said that when they released the 9-to-5 shackles, they had to rein people in. And it's almost like that you want to make it work so much that actually you go above, not just above and beyond that sometimes. And actually that is going to be, in terms of work-life balance, I think that's something that doesn't perhaps exist